A common topic among Xenoblade players is whether Xenoblade and Xenoblade X could be somehow connected. But could these games also be connected to Xenosaga and even Xenogears? Recently I bought a PS2 to play some of the great games that are exclusive to the console, including the Xenosagas because Monolith makes art. Having finished this game, it is actually very possible the entire saga across 3 different companies are connected. Whether Monolith will confirm if they are meant to be, we may never know, because of legal reasons. Please be aware, I am going to talk about the ending of Xenosaga, so there are massive spoilers. So if you want to play these games, you may not want to watch this video. The final revelation of the game is that the immortal antagonist, Wilhelm, a possible incarnation of Satan, has been resetting the universe over and over for millions of years. Due to the force of entropy caused by the wills of those who wish God did not exist, and as a side effect of God's creation energy, anima, or chaos, the universe will cease to exist unless he takes the universe back to the beginning and permits all life to be reincarnated play out again and again, each cycle with differences from before. He stands as a possible representation of Satan considering it is heavily implied he was involved in the murder of the Christ, due to the fact that Christ was threatening the possibility for another universal recursion.
For love? Ridiculous. That has no value. It's such an incredibly human choice. But unfortunately, your life doesn't matter to me at this point.
Specifically, the combination of the Christ and his follower Chaos, the physical manifestation of God's creation energy, which may or may not be meant to represent the Holy Spirit, and is essentially a controversial second half to the true Messiah. This is anti-Catholic and anti-atheist fiction, remember? You all still with me though? If not, play the game sometime. It is a lot to condense into a few paragraphs. Yes, it does have heavy anti-Catholic themes. At least the old Catholic Church, considering Wilhelm was responsible for controlling the early Christian faith and eventually twisting it into the Ormus cult. Anti-atheist themes in that one of the most selfish, manipulative antagonists, Dmitry Yuriev, creates 669 genetically engineered clones of himself in hopes of creating the biblical beasts, in a delusional attempt to create a universe devoid of God's influence. Essentially acting as a potential interpretation of the Antichrist, which is a concept often and mistakenly tied to the apocalypse. Instead being used elsewhere in the Bible, specifically referring to those who know God, but reject God. Something Dmitry and the Gnosis do. In Xenosaga, the father manifests himself in the form of a little boy called Abel, who happens to look exactly like Faye from Xenogears, and shares the name of Faye's first incarnation. It is possible after Faye or Abel made direct contact with God in Xenogears, God chose to manifest in their image in a following recursion of the universe. In truth, Abel is not truly a manifestation, more accurately being a proxy through which God directly observes the universe. Other things exist in both Xenogears and Xenosaga as well, lending more credibility to the idea Xenosaga is a cycle following Xenogears, although Xenogears could just as realistically happen elsewhere in the same cycle as Xenoblade X, since Xenogears takes place after a ship crashes on an alien planet, and little is known of the universe. I find it more likely Xenogears would precede Xenosaga. When addressing the Xenoblades, things don't fit as nicely or obviously. Xenoblade X cannot exist in the same cycle as Xenosaga considering the Earth is destroyed by aliens, and Xenosaga's Earth is shrunk, and there are no aliens. Similarly, there are no explicit signs of aliens in Xenogears, but if there are, it raises the question of why the following cycle would not contain intelligent aliens. But in Xenosaga, Wilhelm is defeated and the universe stops recurring. This would make it possible, even probable, that Xenoblade follows Xenosaga, and Sansa destroys the Xenosaga universe to create the Xenoblade universe. Shulk does create a new universe which could reimagine much of the Bionis' life in the new universe as aliens, and would explain remnants such as the Monado, Telethia, and the like. But the Xenoblade X universe has an Earth again, a Christ. What are the chances Shulk's new universe would restore the same overarching human history, unless the Monado AI created the universe based upon the data it had from the Xenosaga universe, restoring the connection to the actual God, not a man proclaiming himself a god in the Samar, are planetoid life forms created from Zanza's universe. Which, that actually is my suspicion. Mira is literally a Samara manifestation of God, wishing to protect his children, and Moranium is his blood. I may make that a full video sometime, because it kind of fits too well. Though I want to talk about what the Monado actually is based on, because it's actually a thing. Anyway, while we may not have enough information to definitively connect them, for legal reasons, we know they could be connected. Do you think Monolith is intentionally leaving breadcrumbs to tie all of their works together as one multi-universal trans-temporal epic?